super near flawless for me movies, but the books came first like a lot, okay? But, what, Star Wars? Wow. You're picking on Star Wars, Marvel, and Lord of the Rings. Ooh, look at you. I don't understand how enjoying the highest-grossing film franchises in history makes you unique or different. It makes you part of the mainstream. Does it feel good to paddle against the mainstream? Are you really bumping that now? I think I've been misled with the title and not been nuanced enough. Sorry, not been misled. What is wrong with me? I can't read today. I think I've misled with the title and not been nuanced enough. Thanks to everyone who has explained the difference between liking something and being a geek. That's what I was trying to express, albeit poorly. Peace to all, and enjoy what you enjoy. You got covered quick, didn't you there, fella? Oopsie whoopsie, no agreed. And I've been finding out, they drink their coffee this color? Yeah, that's right. If you don't drink it black, you're a idiot who will lose it. Well, that's right, yeah. Real human being. My girlfriend's Finnish, and she drinks it almost this color. She's gonna watch this and absolutely get defensive for sure. Keeping using the basic gym equipment. 4 treadmills in the gym, all taken off. One bloke actually running and 3 is trailing. One's got the incline on high, but holds on to the top.
And this is bullshit, man. I fucking hate my life.
Quick 5K and get on with my day. But instead I'm waiting for people to finish up their ineffective workout. And no, it's still too hot to run.
So, if nobody knows what I'm talking about, I just logged out on my Blockman Go account. And I can't get back in. So I'm physically incapable of playing my own game. Or not playing my own game. I've not fucking developed this game. But I'm physically incapable of playing it. Playing on my own fucking account. I'm gonna fucking die.
How much you want to bet whoever wrote this is from, I don't know, Middletown, Ohio, or middle of nowhere, Iowa? How much you want to bet this person is absolutely from wherever the hell in the United States? Dude, stop it. They want to gatekeep YouTubing? That thing has a dedicated English section with American girls? Okay then, you're not allowed to feel dehumanized by work dress codes. Only war is acceptable for this term. I think it's hilarious, and also the utilization of the word dehumanizing seems pretty tone-deaf. People are getting their houses and friends blown to pieces in other parts of the world. Dehumanizing is defined as depriving person or group of positive human qualities. This can include self-expression. Absolutely. I'm reminded of that girl that's gone viral across the internet for complaining about working 5 days a week and having to commute and how it's really, really awful that most of your existence is sleep, sitting on a train, sitting at your job, and you have no free time to form relationships or be a human. And everyone's crapping on her as though she's right. No, she is correct. None of us should have to do that. That's how it is, man. She's right. She won. So I guess the semi-trucks are like the popular girls in teen movies or something in this photo, and the pickup trucks are the nerds and losers in this case? Wait, what's going on? They think they're cool until they see us. Yeah, those are totally the same people, for sure. They're used for the same things. Gatekeeping fan fiction? Oh, come on. 𝗟𝗜𝗙𝗘? What is that? Is not the way to introduce new readers to what? I don't know what this is a brilliant work of art. It's just not a fic for just everyone. This is honestly the most terrifying situation for fanfic. This is bad. Very bad. What the hell are you talking about? Gatekeeping feeling how many grams to use in a recipe. Wait, what? How do you manage that one? Do it with feeling, or are you white? You should taste it and have a gut feeling. This isn't about being white. It's about wanting to not mess up the recipe because she literally gives no measurements in the video. Well, it doesn't make any sense. Or are you white? Trash bag, why do I feel like you might be white? Goofballs mistaking do it with taste when that's for cooking food. When baking is more of a science with accurate measurements until you know with humidity and flour, etc., and adjust for weather. Yeah, baking is a little bit different than making a gumbo or something like that, alright? Baking has to be, for the most part, pretty darn precise. No, you're not a real gamer. Oh, one of these. I'm so sick of all these people that think they're gamers. No, you're not. Most of you are not even close to being gamers. I see these people saying, I put well over 100 hours into this game. It's great. That's nothing. Most of us can easily put 300 plus hours into all of our games. Yeah, but there are a lot of games that getting to that numbering could take like a decade or more, so who cares? I'm pretty sure if you're doing Super Mario Bros. Wonder and you have 300 plus hours in it, you would not have done that over the course of like a couple of weeks or a month or something like that, because that's not the type of game that you play again and again and again and again right off the bat for the most part. I mean, a lot of you probably do and have and still are, but I don't know, that's a lot of hours for some games. I see people who only have a Nintendo Switch and claim to be gamers. I mean, the guys that kind of revolutionized the gaming industry and brought it to the masses? Come talk to me when you pick up a PS4 controller and then we can be friends. Man, this is why I kind of hated it sometimes, being a PlayStation kid growing up. Because just shut up. Also, dear all women, Pokemon is not a real game. Animal Crossing is not a real game. Just because you suck at them? Can you imagine sucking at Animal Crossing? The Sims is not a real game. Mario is not a real game. Stardew Valley is not a real game. Mobile games are not real games. Put down the baby games and play something that requires challenge and skill for once. Sincerely, all of the actual gamers. Man, I wouldn't want to be a part of the actual gamers club. Let me tell you. Let me tell you. When people tell me how much they hate winter but they work inside, shut up, shut up. Most of them have to commute to work. Didn't think about that one, did you, Jack? No, I bet you didn't, because you think you're better than everyone else. Bye, me. This pizza's really good. Somebody who's been in Italy with their family for a week when they were 13. It's fine. Come on, that one's funny, though. He's not gatekeeping, but we all know some people that can be like this or have been like this in the past, right? If you can't sing every word to this song, can you really call yourself a millennial? I guess not. I don't know what the hell that is. Keeping childhood trauma. Oh, it's trauma keeping. That's not an actual term. I just said it. Bow down to the enemy. Avoid danger at all costs. People who had traumatizing childhood experiences. Oh, you think you can hurt my feelings? I grew up in a very abusive environment because my parents used to slap me lightly on the face every single night, and my parents yelled at me for getting 10 marks out of 100 in my exam. You cannot even begin to fathom how bad much. Okay, yeah, that's enough of that. People who actually had traumatizing childhood experiences. I'm sorry, you were actually right. Please don't start an argument. It's almost like trauma manifests differently for everyone. It's almost like out of the 8.5 billion at this point people on planet Earth, we're all a little different. There we go. It's almost as if everyone's trauma is shaped differently. Wouldn't that be wild? Impossible. Everyone's trauma is shaped the same way. Exactly the same way. Source. Trust me, bro. Yeah, bro. I don't care what you think. I get a little mad when I see people who have never listened to one Nirvana song wearing a Nirvana shirt. I guess it does support them, but come on! Whenever I see a Nirvana shirt, it makes me smile. Yeah, there are two kinds of people. Nirvana was just way too underground and inaccessible for the average person to have heard any of their songs. Yeah, from some obscure town like Seattle or whatever. Ah, that's the city from The Last of Us Part 2! Gatekeeping alcoholism? Dad, I'm an alcoholic. No, son, I've seen your room. Empty cans of White Claw. White Claw, Bubble Buzzes, 0 calorie, freaking hard seltzer. Did your mom cheat on me with Richard Simmons? Go drink 151 through a straw and chase it with mouthwash before you call yourself an alcoholic. Oh, Dad, you might need help. You might. Again, I've mentioned it before, as someone who's always struggled with alcohol of varying kinds, although I've never been physically dependent and I've never been shoving 151 through a straw and drinking Listerine, doesn't mean that I'm not one and I haven't had an issue. Holy crap, soup is not allowed as a beverage. To just try and stop me, man. I mean, this is not a beverage. Just because it's a liquid, that doesn't mean it's a drink. See, also, gravy, pasta sauce, oil, gasoline, gatekeeping anything that isn't mayo? What? Attention, white people. Stop making brown people's food. It is not your to steal or claim your own. If you want Asian food, Latino food, Indian food, or anything that isn't mayo, then go buy it from brown peoples in respectful manner. Don't take up space in their spaces. You know, that actually made me curious. I was curious to see who invented mayonnaise, and I guess it was invented in, wait, what? 1756? Is it really that old? No. Anyway, I feel like most normal people would be psyched as hell for anybody from anywhere in the world to be, like, really into their culture's food. Or try to make it. Or wait a minute. There was a guy that went viral relatively recently. Some white guy, food reviewer or something like that, he tried Indian food from a local restaurant and lost his mind, and everybody loved it because he was like, this is like some of the best stuff I've ever eaten in my life. Everybody loved it. Food is very communal. It brings us together, man. 99% of people who call themselves vegan have no idea what being vegan means. When you're vegan for the animals and you spend your day arguing with vegans, okay, yeah, man. You're but a boy until you march these hills specifically. Wait, oh no. If your boyfriend hasn't marched these hills, he's no man. Stairway to heaven, okay? Well, not every single man in the world is able to do that, right? Might get a little crowded, dumbass. It's sad that members of the military have such a fragile masculinity. I wonder if there's a reason for that in the military. You'd think they would have thicker skin after boot camp and not care what others think, but here we are. It's just some types like this you get. They tend to get as much crap for overcompensating from their peers as they do on posts like these. There are entire subreddits, I'm pretty sure, that make fun of guys who talk like this. Some of y'all need to stop listening to BG. I'm sick of seeing fans treating the band as a joke now. I don't mind the funny, look at my silly outfit and stuff similar. But what I mean is, y'all been after? It's an order. Not like 𝗛𝗘𝗥𝗘𝗦 is some silly internet band that internet virgins listen to. Ha 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 ha, 4chan Reddit incel Anthony Fantano. 𝗛𝗥𝗙𝗧𝗘 is an expression of anger and disdain. 𝗛𝗥𝗙𝗧𝗘 is what it feels to be done with everything. From ex-military, 𝗛𝗥𝗙𝗧𝗘 sets a tone. They're angry, they're political, and they're ready to express that. From the very first track, Ride expresses the feeling of his anger. You can hear him deliver it with a passion, and songs like Clink or Through the Walls show their hate for the police. 𝗛𝗥𝗙𝗧𝗘 isn't some silly shit. You can joke about it, of course, but some mofos take it seriously, it seems. Go read some lyrics. Might delete this. Don't want to be harassed by some of y'all. I'm just sick of one of my favorite bands being treated as a joke. But think about it this way. For every 10 people out there that are actually treating them as a joke, think about the 1 or 2 out of that group that kind of start going, hey, wait a minute, I like it. It can totally be a net positive for them in the end, right? Sure, it's a smaller fraction, but still people that might end up liking things like that. For context, this is after a terrible tour that's left the band pretty pissed off. People started treating them as a meme band, and that attracts a crappy crowd. It started off with costumes, but they said someone pissed on the floor and people threw glow sticks and stuff at them while they were performing. Yeah, that's not okay. What in the world has to go through your head, besides a brick, to make you think it's okay to throw anything on the stage? Well, seriously, what are you doing? Of course. Stumbled upon this during the controversy of the recent Dragon Ball announcement. There was a Dragon Ball announcement? A child instead just Goku. I'm not a fan of the kids thing. It's been good to see the dumb Toonami DVD fans lose their crap. The kind that never watched the OG. They're the worst kind of Dragon Ball fans anyway. Okay, I have no idea what's happening here. Basically, some guy was taking in the frustration some fans had about the new Dragon Ball show and saying that because some of them didn't see the original, that's the only reason they hate it and are the worst fans. Why are fans frustrated with the new show? So basically, there's this new Dragon Ball show called 𝗛𝗏, and the main plot is basically the cast is shrunken down chibi kids versions of themselves, and they have to travel around the universe on a quest to get themselves back to normal. Okay, why does that sound way more fun than the rest of it? I've only seen like maybe 1 episode. It's really not catered towards me, let me tell you. Gatekeeping atheism? Oh, come on! Also, almost every mainstream religion says that homosexuality is a sin. If you don't realize that, you really aren't an atheist. Yeah, why would this matter to atheism? The whole point of atheism is not to submit to a religion. Well, they're probably not actually atheists, huh? Having nostalgia for something that was 3 years ago is crazy. Yeah, time kind of flies. You know what happened 3 years ago? The pandemic had just started. Isn't it insane how much time 3 years really is? Gatekeeping being a spooky girl. Okay, hold on, I need a drink. What does that mean? It's funny how every girl calls themselves spooky and witchy now, when they were obviously a mean girl in high school who... Wait, what? Was that a... Never mind, let's keep going. Was obviously a mean girl in high school who made fun of that type of style/personality. Now, you learn what tarot cards are. Think owning crystals and having a rude attitude means all of a sudden you're a witch? You're witchy? You might as well be Regina George as a sexy bunny, and my witchy is Wednesday Addams. We're not the same. You are not dark and scary. Man, when someone says, unironically, we are not the same, you just built different, you must be right. Gatekeeping America. The Biden administration says it's using executive power to allow border wall construction in Texas. Oh, so it is a literal gate. Well, no, it's not. There have to be gates along this stupid freaking wall, right? Whatever, man. Whatever. Shouting into the void when it comes to that stuff. Gatekeeping nostalgia of something that happened a few years ago. Man, come on, didn't I just say? Never mind. Imagine being nostalgic for something that happened a few years ago. What did I just say? What did I just say? This guy's up in here gatekeeping the entire concept of gatekeeping. Ooh, I didn't know we looped around that hard. Gatekeeping isn't an actual thing. If you allow someone to tell you what to do or influence your choices against what you want, then that's on you. That's not necessarily true. When a childless person tells me they're tired, imagine thinking you have a monopoly on suffering because you were raw dogging. Whether it was on purpose or not, gatekeeping modern conveniences. If you haven't used these, you can't fully appreciate today's technology. Alright, so I turned 28 in a couple of months. A few months. We'll say that. We'll say a few months. And I grew up very poor. So, crazy, I've used every single one of these things a lot. A lot. Hell, I still use probably one of these things. That's not the vinyl, I have a CRT. Regardless, okay, it's not just a generational gap or anything like that. You have to take into consideration all sorts of stuff. True feminists don't eat eggs. Wait, what? Face it, you can't claim to be a feminist and still eat eggs. Why do we need to face that?
Gatekeeping Alcest, saying it is only for lonely losers. Songs like this makes you really fall in love with solitude. Perhaps the reason why most people do not find beautiful this kind of music is because they have never felt alone enough to enjoy and understand it. It's in the loneliness, when your heart aches and begs you to crawl, that you can really feel it and have these fracking goosebumps. I'm not gonna hate on this one, actually. There's a touch of I'm 14 and listen deep, and there's a touch of somebody being really passionate about music they like. Describing how you feel about a creative work is never going to sound perfect. And I think I know what they're going for here, and I don't think they're gatekeeping in the worst way we've seen today. There's lots of reasons people can be thrown off of a song, even if they have been very lonely. So, you know, I'm gonna go easy on this one. Gatekeeping childhood
I don't
memories.
care.
Secret physical strength fights stress, heat, and a deep sweat.
The crispiness, the chewiness, the straight up deliciousness. It's not just good, it's oh my goodness!
Starting live transition. Those are changing the noises.
I remember hearing this song in my early childhood days, and listening to the song now is just so nostalgic. I remember moments in my life that were associated with this song. I'm 12 now. Oh man, I went from like somebody being like, oh yeah, this song I heard on cassette. So nostalgic for it.
I fucking hate my life,
in
bro.
middle school. Sure, that doesn't seem like an appropriate time to feel nostalgic. Oh no, you can feel nostalgic at that amount of time about the song, but there were a lot of memories in my life that have happened. Oh, how much has changed since then? Now you're 12. Yeah, I'm not gonna jump on the bandwagon of making fun of people for their age, but the perspective and time shift you'll get as songs age, especially, you know, hearing a song for the first time after 10 years, or 15 years even. I look forward to that for you, because the wave of nostalgia that you can get from a song you haven't heard in a decade, and people older than me can probably attest for, you know, multiple decades. I haven't heard this song in 20 years, etc. It will be a beautiful feeling, and I look forward to getting to experience that. However, it is not an entirely unique experience to that song or to you, and that's fine. The memories you have that are associated with the song are the things that are unique, and those are the things you can own and call your own. You need to speak English. You don't have to speak English on YouTube. Yes, you do. This is an American app. started in America, maybe. Now worldwide. Follow the rules of the app. There's no rule in the app that I don't speak native English myself. This is my third language, but this is an English video. If it was a video in your language, then speak that language in the video. I will do it too. Why did 2 people like this? It's one of those people that likes their own comments. Gatekeeping understanding the Joker movie. Oh no. Excellent movie if you have the intellectual capacity to understand it. Oh my god. Sure that? No. No, it's not. No, sit down. Exactly. Oh my god. That's exactly it. Anyone who's saying it's horrible doesn't understand the message it sends. Yeah, it's deep. Dang right. Okay, alright, some of these people are taking the piss. Waiting for EA to come around and be like, microtransactions are actually wonderful. You just have to be intellectual enough to understand them. Grandpa was not impressed. Behold, a baby. After 24 hours of hard labor, she is here. 7 pounds, 8 ounces. Want to know what was hard? World War II. Did you give birth to the entire Allied forces? No. You just did another equally important and difficult task? Good for you. Sit down. This is not your moment. Thank you to those who serve. I'm not trying to insult anyone. I'm just, you know the type. You know who I'm talking about. This is beyond stupid. Every incel's favorite character. Enough. What's a character that someone liking is a red flag for you? I'm actually gonna sort of walk the line of almost agree. Like, if the Joker is their entire personality, especially like the newer ones, like if that's their only favorite character and everything is Joker and they're really down that rabbit hole, yeah, I'd be a little worried. But if you say, oh yeah, I love the Joker, and also Wally, then I'd be like, oh, okay, cool. This is America. I'm gonna leave it, snowflake. No, actually, no. Gays can get married and adopt children. That's the law. I wish it was codified, but okay. Brown people were here before us and will be here after us. Better get used to it. The Affordable Care Act is the law. Top crap, your pre-existing conditions are covered. It's illegal to discriminate based on sex, race, or nationality. Go cry me a river. If you don't like it, leave. This is America. Okay, I respect what you're going for here. And I'm glad we've made, some progress as a country being like, maybe we should be nice to people. And maybe, people should be protected. But the screaming needle and the absolutist nature, it's a bit much. I prefer the approach of, that seems like a problem that you'll need to work through. They definitely say, I bet you can't name 5 songs to people. Oh, one of them t-shirt ones. Yeah, I'm super into Nirvana. What is it with the Nirvana people? Oh my god. My favorite song is Smells Like Teen Spirit. That was a favorite song for a lot of people. It sold pretty darn well. Yeah, I'm super into Nirvana. Starter pack. Oh, sorry. Has this shirt. Did you know that the drummer is in another band? I'm not in guitar because, too embarrassed to say that Kurt is a role model. Something in the way.
I logged out of my Blockman Go account and I can't get back in.
Like this. I'm not even gonna try to pronounce that. They don't know any of your other albums. I'm fine with Nirvana, but I've never got to the point where I wanted to deep dive into Nirvana's music. I don't think I've ever publicized it because, oh my god, the fans are just rabid. At least some of them are. I'll stick to Muse, Sabaton, and obscure electronic music, thanks. I only want a woman if she has had 0 life experiences. What? I mean, no disrespect to the woman in the photo, but she looks like a JCPenney ad, and I can't explain it. Men prefer debt-free virgins without tattoos. Well, I know the tattoos one is freaking BS right off the bat. And if you believe the rest of this and build your entire personality around it, you just sound very sad and boring. Enjoy your beige Toyota Camry. Do you prefer child/family-friendly Nintendo or more mature Nintendo games? Kitty Nintendo and return Nintendo. First off, Zelda would kind of ride the line in between because there's some Zeldas that are much darker than others. Second off, I like Metroid.
I wanna fucking murder someone. I want to murder someone.
I've actually just been playing my way through the entire Kirby series because I was never allowed to have most popular games as a kid. And oh my god, some of the enemies in Kirby are just existential nightmares. Can't let people enjoy what they drink, I guess. The unrated actual beer door. Oh, so I don't need an ID for any of this stuff, right? It's not actual beer. You'll play stupid games. You'll win stupid prizes. You'll lose your license to be able to sell alcohol. Okay. Straight face. I'm like everybody in this picture. Wait, why are we asking Asking men what they thought of Barbie. Is it for them? What? Dan Povenmire went to see Oppenheimer with his daughter, and he was like, I want to see Barbie. Me and the boys, before going to see our second showing of Barbie, we are enough. I haven't seen it yet, but I really want to see it. But I don't really count towards the sample size, sorry. They were released about 5 years apart. So glad I grew up doing this, Skyrim, and not this. Okay, I know it's Minecraft. But at this rate, it could also be Skyrim for the Game Boy Advance, because they released that on every darn system. Sorry, the joke was just sitting right there in front of me. And yeah, especially in the early days, like Minecraft, it grew in popularity and was still pretty much at a peak when Skyrim was doing its, like, they coexist. I understand the sentiment because, like, Minecraft is not really my thing. I'm much more of a Fallout person, but I both of these are perfectly fine. Gaming doesn't need to be geek cooked. Play what you want. It's supposed to be fun. Why are people not having fun? Why are you complaining on the internet? Go play games. $2 is not a tip. $5 is not a tip. What? Anything I give you outside this motherfucking bill is the tip. Correct. Again, I know where you are coming from, but believe me when I say that when drawing hard lines like this, you're gonna get people that just fall to the other side of this and just don't tip. Like, oh, $2 isn't enough of a tip, so fine. I can't afford more than that, so I'm just not gonna leave a tip. I tend to tip higher now, but there was a time in my life where I really couldn't. Like, I could barely make the 15%. And then they started doing that thing where they, like, spun the iPad around. I was like, I have, like, $20 in my bank account. I'm sorry, I can't tip you for, like, a counter thing. And if I see stuff like this, I'd be like, well, I'm just not gonna go with it anywhere. I'm just gonna make everything at home. Which is not the way any of this should work. Restaurants shouldn't be able to pay workers so little. Anyways, I'm sorry. I'm ranting today. I apologize to everyone who has had to listen to me so far. I'll put on my Disney voice to hopefully make it a little bit better. Matt Rife was just another struggling comedian. Then he blew up on TikTok. Laws of 70 tickets and $150 a night qualifies as being a struggling comedian. Last week, someone sent me $3 after a show. Dang, we gatekeeping this crap too? Dude, I don't know how it works for comedy, but for music performances, to rent the hall and stuff like that, and only selling 70 tickets at $150, that you're not even gonna start to cover house staff. Oh my god. You are in the hole. That is struggling. Yes, that is struggling. Shut up. Gatekeeping cartoons. Why are you people gatekeeping joy? That's cute that y'all play with toys for girls, because I play with toys for boys, including the Tonka trucks. Oh, good for you, Timmy. Were you under the impression that toys were somehow gendered? I hate to break it to you, they are plastic.
I need you to go undercover. It looks like an outbreak of serial numbers.
Where is she? Never get comfortable with violence. How good needs to be done.
For a long time now. About 15 years. Yeah, I'm not sure if these are even sanctioned events or what, but either way, your safety comes first. I understand the point. I understand, you need to get your skills up and you push yourself out of your comfort zone in order to improve any skill, but pushing people to recklessly keep up with somebody who's been doing it for a much longer time is not the way to do it. Elite athletes of the Tour de France, you've been judged. Oh god. Elite athletes. Oh come on, that's comment rage bait. You don't think, oh no, come on, this is just rage bait. You don't think the ones in the Tour de France are elite? Wouldn't call them elite, no. The Tour de France isn't something that everyone can do, but the cronkheads that ride around on bikes every day could run or cycles around these guys. That's certainly an opinion. I mean, enter them into the Tour de France. See how well it goes. That was just rage bait though. Don't respond to rage bait. Referring to McDonald's. It's not so much the unhealthy side for me, but more about how can anyone lower themselves that much to eat absolute gutter quality food. And it's the unhealthy side of it. Anyways, it's a trash level of taste and quality. If you eat their burgers, you can't honestly say you like hamburgers. Just as if you like their coffee, then you're not actually a genuine coffee lover. Okay, I absolutely love steak burgers, and well, I can't say I love McDonald's burgers. Like, occasionally, you need a Big Mac, and oh my god, the breakfast stuff is good. Their coffee's meh. I'll give you that one. It's not that good. But it's like $1. So, like, yeah, in New York City, $1 for coffee, especially a giant one, it's caffeine. Give to me now. Gatekeeping veganism. The militant vegans are the ones who want to gatekeep everybody else to see, and then you want to gatekeep veganism. Okay, alright. I am a 33-year vegetarian, and can tell you that vegetarians and vegans, or people who follow a plant-based diet, have never wanted to make their food look like meat. We despise meat. Not true. We don't want our food to look like a corpse. But in the last couple of years, because veganism has gained popularity in the pop culture, and many people try to adopt it, vegan chefs are making the food look like meat, thinking they are doing something trendy. Meat, which is not meat. Let me tell you this, vegan food that looks like meat is not addressed to people who actually don't want to eat corpses. Correct. It's addressed to meat eaters. Correct. Things like the Impossible Burger and, plant-based meat and things like that are addressed towards people who would not normally do vegetarian and veganism because it doesn't interest them, but see that and we're like, oh, okay, alright, maybe I can, make that work. I'm not one of those people. I could eat a steak raw. I'm sorry. It's delicious. For the longest time, I had a rule that I wouldn't date vegetarians or vegans. And then I married one. My wife was a vegetarian when we first met. And for many years after, she just didn't like the way meat made her feel, it just didn't agree with it. So she was just like, hey, it's not gonna do. And it wasn't like this huge big thing. Gatekeeping going to the gym? Oh my goodness. Words going to the gym makes me lol. Like it's a normal thing, and it's good for you. But thinking about how nerdy guys have just got into the gym because it's trending is making me giggle. And they could also just be there for their personal health or because they want to be, but for any number of reasons. Shut up, you don't own it. No modifying your own truck, I guess. If you install a leveling kit, then you don't need a truck. Rake is supposed to be there so that when you actually haul something, the truck sits level and not squatted. That's all. Well, it depends. If you're hauling giant, bulky, light stuff, no, it doesn't need to be raked the entire time. Rake is when the truck's nose kind of points down a little because the springs in the back, or the suspension in the back is lifted up a little so that the truck is level once you have a very heavy load, like a fifth wheel or something like that in the bed. But people get trucks for all sorts of reasons. It's their truck, let them do what they want. Man Magazine making fun of gatekeeping in 1982. Only a true rock fan would. Spent hours trying to convince his friends that his favorite rock and roll band is the best in the world, and then complain bitterly that his group has sold out to commercialism when his friends begin to appreciate them. So these kind of people have just been around for ages, just arrogant tipsters, and derogatorily.
Napping is a female thing. It's gay as hell for a man to take a nap. Yeah, you clearly didn't have a grandfather, I guess. I don't know what you're talking about. We have lost the right to say partner. Heterosexual people using the term partner to describe their significant other is just, I don't care what your goddamn opinion is. I'm not heterosexual, but you do not get to call me cringe for using a generic term that, as far as I know, was not coined by people like yourself. You didn't invent that term. You don't have a right to tell people who are straight not to use it. I do not understand. I can probably understand the other side of it. I can see where you're coming from, but you gotta chill out, man, okay? I personally, I guess anecdotally, do not feel like anyone's encroaching upon my safe spaces or otherwise if they use the term partner and they're not gay or lesbian or trans or anything like that, okay? It's fine. It's fine. The term is supposed to be usable for everyone as far as I was made aware. Can gatekeeping be good? This is how real men shoot animals. Yeah, absolutely. Don't they want more sales? New band t-shirts, $18.
Hey guys,
Disclaimer,
this is
must have
me.
at least 3 songs from the band to purchase. If this is actually something that you, running an independent business, are enforcing, you're an idiot. I'm just saying. It might seem cute at first, but if there are 5 people that come in and want to buy an $18 shirt and you turn 4 of them away because they can't name 3 songs from the band, you're a dumbass as far as owning a business is concerned, right? You want to make some money, you want to move inventory, you want to sell stuff. Gatekeeping the products you sell is incredibly stupid. Gatekeeping desk setup. Men be fine as hell and then boom! Rainbow light up keyboard and 2 monitors. No, wait. She's got a point. Obviously not. Obviously, actually not. Grow up. Everyone gets to have a hobby. Good lord. Someone I know shared this. Apparently, if you didn't play football, you didn't have a childhood. Okay? Football hunting grounds. If you wasn't covered in mud on a cold Sunday morning, you didn't have a childhood. If you know, you know. That is a phrase that I think needs to be retired forever. There's something so weird in my mind about it now. It's innocent enough. If you know, you know. Look, I get it. It's not really harmful in any way. It's not offensive in any way. At least not in a way that I can think of. But there's something about it, man. If you know, you know. Yeah, I played soccer as a kid. Sorry, football. I played football as a kid, not American football. Soccer. Sorry, I know that if I say soccer, half of you will get really weird, and if I say football, the other half will get really weird, because where I live, football is football, damn it! It's not soccer! But yeah, I played it, didn't really like it. My sports are more badminton and tennis, if I'm being honest with you. Gatekeeping.
I last played in 2021.
Alright, fake 90s kid starter pack. People born in 1990.
And this is the year that... This is the year... 2020 is the year that...
Alright, well, I was born in 1996. I also watched Rugrats, Hey Arnold, Pokemon, and a little bit of Dragon Ball, even though I don't really like it. I watched all of this crap. Quit gatekeeping being born, please. I do not call myself a 90s kid, by the way. I was, again, born in 96. I did not experience the 90s in full. My earliest memory is the year 2001, as far back as my mind can really go. So, yeah, I would never consider myself a 90s kid. But even if I did, grow up. Who gives a shit? Gatekeeping anime updated. Oh, no. Not anime. How to spot an anime tourist or a fake anime fan / fake otaku. Wow. Note, I added some interesting touches to this original image. How to spot an anime tourist. Alright, let's figure out what constitutes an anime tourist. Only watches Naruto, One Piece, Dragon Ball, and other common anime shows. Wow. I watch the popular ones, so I'm fake. Likes anime because it's trendy. Has it ever really truly been trendy outside of the groups of people that already watch anime? Will join the anime fandom for the sake of policing others in the community. Berates you for liking something they don't like. Pronouns in... Wow. Oh, I see. I see. Thinks fan service is sexist and drawings equate to real life issues. Hey, so what are these flags and symbols here?
Guys,
What exactly
I don't know. I've
trying
never
to say?
had G cubes. I
Okay,
swear to
sorry,
God.
I just noticed the profile photo. You know what? Why don't you put the word woke every other word in this post, and it
21,
might make you feel
7-13.
Apparently at a certain age, your parents are not allowed to celebrate your birthday anymore. My parents couldn't afford to buy me a fancy cake this year, so after a long day of work, my dad came home and made me one. Lo quiero mucho. The fact that at age 20, you're still having your parents buy you a birthday cake. But they didn't buy him a birthday. His dad made him one. He just said that.
It was a Tuesday when I quit. Well, when I. Here's what happened. I
love him so much. It just wow. I cannot believe that.
It was. I decided to play Fortnite for the first time, and I had rage problems. Yeah, I ended up smashing my controller, or my dad's controller, into my tablet, which I had sitting right next to me, which in turn killed my tablet. Saddest fucking day of my life. If I could, I would change it. And this would never have happened.
And I haven't watched the video yet, but judging by this,
and yeah, that is fuck you. That is the follow-up of the original version of me back over back in
what any vehicle was
back then.
The most famous vehicle ever. Okay, I am not really a car guy. I mean, okay, I'm a car guy, but I I like boring, regular, mass-produced cars, okay? I don't know what this car is, but if I had to hazard a guess, it's, what? Is it Nissan Skyline GTR or whatever? I mean, I've seen Skylines already, and I know that this photograph was taken in Colorado Springs, right outside of the Briargate Shopping Center, so I've seen the guy before, and I'm pretty sure that's what it is. That's why I might actually know. But, come on, I don't care what the car is. The subreddit was made for a reason. Just because you think you're so hot, you're real hot shit, does not mean you get to tell somebody else they don't belong here. Okay? That's weird as hell, bro. Unsure if this belongs here. Homeless Chicago man suffering from hypothermia makes miraculous recovery after someone from Wisconsin informs him it's actually much colder where I'm from. It doesn't. It's obviously a joke. It does. It's obviously a joke about gatekeeping. Can you read?
Multiplier.
Sorry.